Well, guys, we're talking about flatware today because that's
925 sterling silver.
Yeah, because that's real exciting stuff. All right, so why I wanted to talk about this, Andrew, is because a lot of times at coin shops and everything, I've had people come ask me, Stormy, why aren't you selling full time, like doing this as my priority ning job, right? I give them two reasons. One, I don't trust it because when the market, I don't trust buying and selling precious metals full time. I don't trust the markets and I don't trust the customer in terms of their buying patterns. If we go into a recession or a depression, I feel like people they tighten their purse strings. They're not really buying silver and gold like they once were. They're not buying the collectibles. Things are a little bit scary. They're afraid to spend money. If anything, they're selling the precious metals. Well, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, but then the other end of the business kicks in. You know,
you're just buying it off of them and you're selling it.
Making a profit.
The light bulb just went off as I was talking it out.
I was going to cut you off and say, there's always people, no matter what the conditions are, it's an asset that people own that they look to convert.
Yeah.
So there's always people buying and selling.
Right. Right.
That I wouldn't worry about.
Right. And businesses too. But it's true.
You originally asked if this shit was worth flipping.
Yeah. Is it?
And
is it?
Yeah, I mean anything you can buy for a lower price than what
Are you going to wear this as a belt buckle?
This was actually a mirror.
I think that should be a belt buckle for you.
A brush.
That's a big brush.
But this stuff, the way I do it, I buy this stuff, and you've been here, I accumulate big amounts of it.
Massive. He has bins and bins of it.
It gets melted, and this stuff's sterling. It's only 92%. But when they do the melt and they refine it, I bring back 999 silver. And let's say this bin is 200 ounces, 230 ounces. But when I melt it down, there's only 200 ounces of pure silver. So now I could, depending on what company I'm working with, I could ask for bullion back. I can just sell it and get paid for it. You know what I mean?
Do you typically just sell it?
I always sell.
Just because then otherwise you're getting a block of silver and then...
No. You can get 200 ounces in return.
In what, like rounds
or?
Bars,
20
they'll give you
bar. Yeah.
They'll just trade it?
Too, so they don't have to pay it. It benefits them too, But this stuff, it's just as, if silver's trading at $28 and I can get this for $26 and make $2 an ounce profit, whatever the case is,
So it is worth it.
It's worth it. Anything's worth it if you can flip it.
Is it time consuming for you? Do you break it down? Because I've seen other people stripping the...
I did it one time, but I don't have the time now. Now I tell my customers, if this is not broken up, I'm going to guess, and you don't want me to guess because it's going to be in my favor. I have to break it apart. I have to take the time to do it, and, You see those two big candlesticks right there? They have like a layer of tin foil around it. Really nothing. Maybe there's, between those two candlesticks, maybe there's 1.5 ounces of silver for $45. Is it really worth it to sit there for an hour, break it? I always cut myself when I'm doing it. It gets messy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I tell them now, if they don't clean it, you could either leave it here and I'll get to it eventually, or I just pass on it,
How do you know the content of those items?
So something like that, I divide by 10. That's how much little bit of silver's in there,
Is that just like an industry
like
standard?
Yeah, it's just like a rule of thumb.
Where do you learn that?
You might be off a little bit. You might be up or down a couple grams or pennyweights in your favor.
Where did you pick that?
Just from dealing with it. The same thing, they have like the weights of the pocket watches, the inside movements of gold watches. You can kind of like.
Do you have like a spreadsheet of the weights?
It's in my head.
It's in your head. See, like here,
like this. These are a knife too, right? So this is a knife.
This is what I'm saying.
Only the handle, sterling.
Yes.
So I don't know if you ever seen someone break these. These are pain in the balls.
I have. I have,
so,
and I've seen, and they've told me too. They've complained that they.
So depending on the size, I buy these. I take these as 3 to 1 ounce. If they're a little bit bigger, I do 2 to 1 ounce. If they're a little bit smaller, I do 4 to 1 ounce.
And so you sit here and you go through each thing?
The company I sell to does.
So you'll just take the whole bin, you send it to them, they're like, Andrew, this is what we got.
Yeah.
How do you know that they're giving you a fair...
You know what, you can kind of estimate it too. If I took in let's say this was 100 ounces, and it's
they're
all
like, oh, we have
sterling. It's
40
going to be
ounce-
somewhere around 92 ounces.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
It's not like-
92.5.
right, you know, so.
And they're like, Andrew, it's only
they come
40.
back there and say 40. Like, yeah, either you bought something that wasn't silver that was in there, or they're really screwing you on your.
And here's the other thing. A lot of people always say, like, oh, they always are marked 925 on the bottom. But can't they always, like,
you know what?
can't they take something that's tin and just stamp 925 into
so
it?
That stamp, that's 14 karat stamped, a 10 karat
Yeah.
stamp, 925.
Like, don't they just counterfeit that?
It's a stamp this big you can buy for $5 in any jewelry store.
Right.
You know, and I love these people who come in, they're like, it's stamped.
Right, and
You know,
that's
you
what I'm
can buy
saying.
that
Like, it
stamp
doesn't
anywhere,
matter.
you know?
You could just...
Yeah. Nah, I mean, you know what? A lot of the flatware, they come in the sets. They're in the box.
In the
you know what I mean?
old
Stuff
wooden
like
box
that.
with the velvet.
A lot of the stuff's stamped. I don't know. A lot of the companies are the same. Yeah, stickers up your nose. But
I think it would be a good look for you.
nah, this more fits my head. Dude.
There you go. You have a lot of fun with this stuff.
But no, you know what? A lot of this stuff's old.
Yeah.
You know, when back when
Do you
silver
ever?
was
And you
silver
don't
was a
take
couple
this.
dollars.
You don't take this stuff
You know,
for yourself.
at one time, I made a really nice fork and spoon set.
Did you?
Oh man,
You
was
made
nice.
it like.
But it was in silver. It was a big piece like this. Had all kind of like
Now, what do you-
angels and stuff carved in it. And I had a huge amethyst in one of them. And
So you custom
I
made
custom.
the.
I bought it as silver, but I custom made, put stones in it and all this other stuff. And I was using it to eat for a while.
And how did you make? What did you think you were the king of the
you
castle?
know, it just felt cool to eat with silver.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I can see you wearing a crown, have your cape behind you,
Thinking
and
about making another one.
but why? It's a.
Just
Is
to have,
that your
man.
hobby?
Nah, just to have.
Guys, he moonlights as like an Etsy craft person. He's gonna sell all of his arts and crafts on there.
Yeah, custom spoons.
So I guess if you know what you're doing, like people can pick this stuff up cheap. I guess at like estate
Well, you know
sales,
what, too?
garage
I have
sales.
people come in that do buy garage sales and flea markets and stuff. They come in with a little box like this, and you know they're making money on it, cashing it out, and they used it to trade in for silver.
Right.
You know, which I don't mind doing. I make money on both ends also.
It just for me, I always envision like a very old couple. Like people have asked me, like, why don't you open up a coin shop? I'm like, because I could see an 87-year-old couple walk in with their hunchbacks and their sterling silver and their bag of pennies, and like, how much is this worth? And then you have to spend all that time talking to them and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I don't want to deal with the general public. And I see some people that you've dealt with, and I'm like, wow, you got some real winners that you're working with.
Yeah, you know what? It's like I'm sure any industry's like that. There's
Oh,
just
yeah.
as many good people that have
Yeah.
a good head on their shoulders.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
But yeah, definitely a lot of riffraff in between.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like some like you, and like if you've ever gone to like a pawn shop or a We Buy Gold place, like you see some strange individuals, but
Because you know what? One thing I did learn about that too, and I used to deal with the public. Like, you know, a lot of these people, they're cashing out stuff to get money. They're at a hard time in their life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where, like, believe me, if you had a good job and you had your, money in the bank and, nothing to worry about, you wouldn't be going into a pawn shop to try and sell your gold.
Right.
You know what I mean?
right.
But
I guess so. Yeah, guys. If you, moral of the story is this stuff it's silver,
it's
925.
profitable. It's definitely worth buying if you see it out. It's definitely worth buying if it's less than what you think you can get paid for it.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, cool.
Start buying some silver. Man.
Yeah, I
Take
guess
it.
so. I'll start buying some of these things, and in the future, I just don't go to garage sales and things like that, so I don't really come
Yeah, you
across
must
it.
have a network of people that I'm sure you could buy scrap gold, scrap silver from people. No,
Not local, no.
Yeah, what about all the people you sell coins to and shit?
Yeah, but I don't want to be like sitting there like, Stormy, how much will you give me for
Yeah, bro.
a box
they do
of
it to you with coins.
silver? And
They do it to you with coins. They're
Coins
just
is
quoting it on some-
easier,
Yeah, this is
and-
just as easy, dude.
I don't want to get a big, huge box of this stuff and then be like, all right, let me go take, like, I would just
I'll
say
buy
to
it
them,
from you, dude.
all right, maybe I'll, all right, guys, hey,
And you'll
those,
make money.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
What better reason?
if you've got this stuff, let me know and maybe we can work something out.
There you go.
But that's what we've got for you today. We'll see you next weekend.
Have a
And
good weekend, guys.
wait, plug your website
Bayshore Bullion Exchange.com.
and EmpirePreciousMetals.com. See, did you just bend that?
Bent it.
Hold on, do another one.
All getting melted.
Do another one. Oh, that's
Yeah, buddy.
easy enough. Oh, look at it. I'm strong like bull. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.